All right, people, what the hell is going on? In between bathroom breaks, I guess I'll go ahead and get this off my chest while I got a chance wearing my double dumb hat. Uh, talking Texans again, and I think it's right after all the Pro Bowl stuff, and I think we moving forward into the Super Bowl at this point. So as far as the Texans concerned, I ain't really pay attention to all the Pro Bowl stuff. It's all shit I'm starting to see now about ideal places for this player and what the Texans need and all this other stuff moving forward. And it's just, to me, my opinion, a lot of this shit is just a lot of nonsense. Like a bunch of other stuff that I thought was just nonsense from last season to this season. It don't really matter. I'm not in the front office. I'm not making none of these goddamn decisions. So it really don't fucking matter. We gonna start off with running back, because I'm starting to see all these different running backs that all these experts and people are talking about. This will be an ideal landing spot for them. I seen one that had Saquon Barkley in a fucking Texans uniform. Y'all know how they do that shit. They stick, you can do anything with these goddamn these programs and shit nowadays. And you got Saquon Barkley walking around in a fucking Texans uniform. Like, I'm just like, the fuck did that happen? But you know what? If you take Saquon Barkley, stick him down here, you know what's gonna happen? Same thing happened to Dameon Pierce. You ain't gonna do shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen, because our problem is not our running backs. Luckily, we had Devin Singletary, which is somebody that fit into, not somebody that even fit into, somebody that was able to adapt to the scheme, which is shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is shit. How you have a phenom rookie running back, and then the next season he can't get past the goddamn line of scrimmage? Want me to tell you why? Scheme change. That's what happened. We got a new coaching staff coming here, a new offense, and that offense wasn't made for Dameon Pierce. It was obvious. You know what I'm saying? It was obvious from the start. That's why Devin Singletary got in. They started him, and Dameon Pierce couldn't even get any carries. You know, because they didn't realize that, okay, we got to run. You ain't going to tell me that he's a veteran running back. I'm pretty sure, somebody that's been in the league as long as he has is better at certain instances of the game than Dameon Pierce, who's a second-year player. But you ain't gonna tell me that they not on split carry level, because that wasn't even happening. It wasn't like, okay, you got this two-headed monster here. You can do this with this running back. You can do this with that running back. No, Devin Singletary's getting all the carries, short yardage and all. Now, what the fuck is going on where you don't even put Dameon Pierce in the game on short yardage? Because he wasn't going to get any yards. You know why? Because whatever his whatever his goddamn name is, the offensive coordinator, is a pass-oriented offensive coordinator. I think that was his job in San Francisco. He was the passing game coordinator or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that was like right under the OC running the shit. You know what I'm saying? That was his specific part of the game. Obviously, the running part is not his strong suit. Besides trying to get another running back, the Texans need to get another coach in there that can concentrate on the running game under Slowick. That's what they need to do. He can evaluate the talent. Now, the only other thing other than that is the offensive line. You know what I'm saying? It's the offensive line because I'm gonna tell you right now. I watch all the Texans games. You know what I'm saying? If I miss one, I don't remember what I missed, but yeah, I watch all the Texans game, and yeah, I don't see any forward movement on that offensive goddamn line. It's just okay. I'm sorry. That's what I saw. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at on running plays seeing offensive linemen 3-4 yards up the field. No, they in the backfield watching the goddamn running back lay on his ass because uh, somebody done just bull rushed one of our goddamn linemen and took the you know what I'm saying, and damn near took the snap or some shit like that. It's not the running backs. You ain't gonna tell me that Dameon Pierce is worthy of, unless he was injured, which I don't buy. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy that. I'm pretty sure he had an injury or something at some point during the season, but I think he did. But ain't no way you gonna tell me that he essentially got benched for the rest of the year. He wasn't that hurt because they just stuck him. They started put. That's how when they start sticking you back there to return kicks. Then okay, and he returned the kick for he returned the fucking kickoff for a goddamn touchdown. So yeah, he wasn't that goddamn injured. You can return the kick for a touchdown. It's just the fact that the scheme don't fit him. Now, if you can't get that goddamn divide to where you could fix your goddamn offense to fit around your players, oh man, look at here. That's the same thing that's why they couldn't win the previous seasons. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the players. It wasn't. Tell me now, they got lucky and was able to pick up some players and stuff like that. They ended up getting Stroud and all that stuff. But I'm going to tell you right now, the reason they wasn't winning games was not the players. Because the turnover of players ain't that big from what we had last year. A bunch of the same names out there. And a bunch of the same names that we had that left went to other places and did just fine. You know what I'm saying? The goddamn cat won't shut up. That's why I ain't gonna let it in the house, because you can do it outside. You ain't for to come in the house and do that. Yeah, so yeah. What they need to do is change the running game, and they definitely need to upgrade the offensive line. I'm sorry, after I watched that Baltimore game, you ain't gonna tell me that Baltimore is just that goddamn good up front on defense to where they can just bitch our offensive line like that. It's just that shouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, that shouldn't happen. So they need to take a long look at that. As far as the passing game and stuff like that, they need at least one more receiver. They do. They need at least one more receiver because, like I said, Noah Brown just couldn't stay healthy. He had back issues or whatever he had going on, and then Robert Woods is just ain't that top notch guy you want in. He not going. While he can go in there and get you some catches and stuff like that, and blah, because that's what he does. He ain't going. He doesn't. What they call it. There's no concern. You know what I'm saying? He's just a run-of-the-mill receiver out there that just happened to be in the league for a while. So you know he decent at doing a little bit of everything, but he ain't for to scare nobody. You know what I'm saying? He don't give no particular threat, and you need that. You know what I'm saying? You need that on both ends. You need your one and your two to be able to bloom. Unless we got Tank Dell coming back, and you know he gonna be a slot guy moving around doing that. He probably gonna be doing what he was doing before he left. But you need those two guys on the outside that can make defenses play one way. That's what you want, and they gonna be looking at that. If they gonna draft somebody or pick up a receiver, I don't know what they gonna do, but it's gonna be somebody. It's gonna be somebody notable at the one or the two. We got Nico. It's gonna be somebody on the other side of Nico. Let me put it like that. It's gonna be somebody notable on the other side of Nico. And then running back, we don't need any other running backs. You know what I'm saying? We don't. Because running back ain't the fucking problem. I'm telling you, it's the offensive line and the coaching scheme of the running game. You know, the pass game is pass game. You know what I'm saying? You really want to fuck with that. But you can fix your running game. You know, change your blocking schemes or do something. Something need to be done there. But it ain't the running backs. You could take any of these running backs. You just think of what the Texans did to Derrick Henry. The first game they played this season. Both of the games were late in the season, but the first game they was on his ass. The whole game. I think he damn near had negative yards the whole game, and they was giving him the ball. Probably the worst game of his career. You know what I'm saying? It was fucking Cassie. So yeah, I mean, it was all scheme. It was all scheme. And that's what people do to the Texans. It just offensive line can't hold up against a decent what's they call it, a run defense. You know, you got to be able to move motherfuckers around. It's an offensive line. You just got to be able to do that. And at a certain point during the season, you couldn't go by that. Well, our offensive line is down and blah blah blah. We missing this player, missing that player. At the later part in the season, your people that you had in there is the people you got. You know what I'm saying? And ain't none of the people that you got missing could do any better than the people that's out there. So what they need to do, they gonna have to make some free agent signings. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have to do this. So other folks talking about, yeah, they got these offensive linemen locked up and all this other stuff and blah blah blah. But I'm like, okay, they got those offensive locked up. So come next season, our offensive line should look like it do now. But it's kind of the problem. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the problem. So yeah, there's gonna be some movement up there at the guard spot. It's gonna be some movement. God damn it, I forgot the name of the right tackle who went down. If he's healthy, they just paid him. So if he's healthy, he gonna be out there at the right tackle. Juice Scruggs probably won't be playing guard. They probably slide him over to center where they drafted him at. He got hurt, so he was supposed to have been there, but he ended up getting hurt, just like the other center, Cressenberry, got hurt. So they either one of those, if Cressenberry's on the team, one of those guys will be there at center. If Cressenberry's there, they might keep Shrugs at guard. You know what I'm saying? You have somebody that can just slide over, whatever. But they got the other guard, but they probably draft something. They gonna have other players. Well, they always have other players come in, but something notable. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that come in that potentially could end up in that spot, one of those spots at guard, because ain't nobody coming in at tackle. It ain't fucking happening at this point. It's not. So guard, one of those guard spots, you probably can look for somebody notable to come in there, to try to upgrade the offensive line and get some other. You gotta get some motherfuckers moving. You know what I'm saying? They got Kenyon Green, who he was so much of a fuck up. He just wouldn't go. He wasn't gonna be playing no way. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's up with him. He been out so long. I'm pretty sure he been doing all kind of training and stuff while he's been out. But I'm thinking that he's more of a run blocking type of guy, aggressive, move a motherfucker type of offensive lineman. But we don't, like I said, we're gonna have to wait for the offseason and then come along with the till next year to see what the fuck is gonna happen with that. But that's what's gonna happen. Well, no, that's what need to happen. I ain't gonna say what's gonna happen because I have no goddamn idea. On defense is fine. You're gonna have some other defensive linemen coming in there. They're gonna probably bring in some backup edge rushers. Man, just can't come in. Fuck it. Uh, Backup edge rushers. Because I think Jerry Hughes went down, and they probably move away from Jerry Hughes. Have somebody else back there. Linebackers, they probably bring in. I'm trying to see what kind of damn linebackers they got. I don't know what I don't even know what kind of defense they run. Tell me 4-3. Is it? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm trying to think about the defense of it. But as far as the linebackers, I don't see too much problem with the linebackers. I really don't. Another free safety. They're going to probably get another notable free safety in. So somebody familiar name or somebody like that, or one of those mid-level journeyman type of people that might have got aged out somewhere else, or just got pushed out somewhere that's probably still good to end up at that free agent spot, at the free safety spot. And they probably definitely gonna have other corners in here. They're gonna have some noticeable corners. They'll be notable. They'll be notable for other football folks, not me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we got Houston Carlson, whatever his name is. I mean, I don't. To me, he was just some other name out there. It's just I don't know who the fuck that is. He always out there, so I guess he got to be okay. But folks that's in the know that he's a good player. You know what I'm saying? That's a good pickup. That's a good player. He was here doing this, that, and that. I don't follow other teams, so I have no idea when another team come in unless you like a starter or something on somebody else's team and made some noise where I would have seen you at some point. Because like I say, I don't follow shit like that. And like Shaq Griffin, when he came, I was like, yeah, that's a good pickup. It was a good pickup. They let him go though. I was like, what the hell? Well, they had their reason for letting him go, whatever. Hell, they even had fucking Eli Apple here in preseason. He even got an interception and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that was one of them things where if you wanted to keep him, you probably had to pay him quite a bit because he is a notable name and he's a pretty good corner. I think it wasn't any room. It couldn't have been any room. It wasn't no more room for a bunch of the players they ended up bringing in, so they had to let them go. Hell, they even let go Desmond Mason. They ended up bringing him back later on in the season. So, and he was a starter last year before last. So shit. Like I say, you never goddamn know how some of this shit gonna go. But on defense, it's gonna be status quo. It's gonna be a free safety because Jimmy Ward can't stay fucking healthy. You know what I'm saying? I can't even be like, well, Jimmy Ward did this. Jimmy Ward did that. Every time I see Jimmy Ward, he on the ground heading towards the fucking sideline. Like, goddamn, didn't he just get back from some shit? There was that one play, that one game he got hurt, like first play or some shit. I'm just like, damn, bro. Yeah, it's just, all right. So free safety, they going to have somebody else in here. It's going to be it. And of course, along the defensive line, they going to it's going to be a steady rotation of motherfuckers in and out. Cause that's how they do it. That's how they've been doing it. Even before D'Amico got here. It was always a stream of motherfuckers coming through. You had the one or two guys that's always in there. Then everybody else is like a new name every goddamn week. I'm like, goddamn, who the fuck is that? I ain't never heard of that motherfucker. So, yeah, that's how I think the Texans offseason is going to go. But like I say, you gotta let it fly and see what happens. But I'm hoping they don't shake up shit too much and try to be too smart with certain things, which some teams have a tendency to do, but you always think you're making the right goddamn decision at the time. So, yeah, fix your running game. And I do mean that literally. Fix your running game. Don't fuck with the players. For the most part, players gonna always be in and out. Somebody might offer Devin Singletary some shit because he was on a 1-year deal. You know what I'm saying? So, Devin Singletary made some noise. Some people are like, yeah, we need a running back. We can get Devin Singletary, offer him a bunch of money. Shit, you know what? There you go. I like Devin Singletary did his thing, but you know what? There's a bunch of Devin Singletaries out there. You know what I'm saying? It just is. The hell is that? Yeah, it just is. So, not gonna worry about that if we end up losing Devin Singletary. We just do. You can find other running backs of that same quality out there. Either in the draft or in free agency or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Dameon Pierce. You got Dameon Pierce. It ain't like he a sucky ass running back. Don't fit your goddamn scheme. You got to change your scheme to fit your goddamn players. It's the same reason why Nico Collins didn't do shit his first 2 years in the league. He played in a scheme that didn't fit him and his talents. You know what I'm saying? Nico Collins didn't. I mean, in the offense that was implemented here, the 2 years he got, he just wasn't for to do shit. What he could do ain't new. It's just the fact that he got into a new fucking offense that was able to take advantage of what he could do. That's my whole point. You know what I'm saying? You you keep your fucking passing offense, you change your running scheme. You know what I'm saying? If your offensive lineman can't handle that, then that's what the fuck you need to change. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck you did. You ought to be able to change up your blocking schemes and open up some fucking holes some kind of goddamn way for your running backs. Because from what I saw during the season, they gave Devin Singletary all the snaps. And then the few times that you seen Dameon Pierce get in the game, it was like, blam, run into a wall, get your ass back on the sideline. Blam, run into a wall, get your ass on the sideline. Devin Singletary in there, blam, run into a wall, blam, run into a wall, blam, run into a wall. You know what I'm saying? Run some little scat play, get him on the outside, get about 3 yards, and every once in a while something will open up on the inside and he'll scoot through there. I think he's a short guy. I didn't really pay attention to that shit. Somebody said he was like 5'8" or some shit like that. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Some shit happened and he was able to get through, bust through for 10, 15 yards maybe or some shit like that. But those opportunities weren't there. Goddamn, I'm showing my southern. They weren't there for Dameon Pierce. He get a run play, bam. Wasn't nobody running nowhere. I don't give a damn. Put Earl Campbell back there. You run that same shit, that you give him the same plays that you gave fucking Dameon Pierce. Same fucking thing is gonna happen. Ain't nobody fucking ain't nowhere to run. Ain't nowhere to run. Even the 1 or 2 times that I've seen, where I remember seeing that they get down inside the 5 or some shit and try to run some shit with Dameon Pierce, down on the goal line, nothing. Don't let it be one of the things where they see him in the game and you for to run the goddamn ball. Well, you got to put the dude in for a series. So a couple of series, actually split the fucking reps. You know what I'm saying? Let them be in the game long enough for something to open up. You know what I'm saying? It's just, they the coaches, they supposed to know this shit. They supposed to see this stuff and be like, okay, that's what we need to do. And that's what they need to do. need to do. You need to change your goddamn running game to open up for your running backs. You know what I'm saying? You just have to. That's the problem I see with the Texans right now. They one weakness, the one big weakness that they had this season is that they didn't have much of a running game, and that's why they don't have nobody on the coaching staff. Well, if they do got somebody that's on the coaching staff that's specifically over the running game, they need to be fired. You know what I'm saying? You can keep Bobby Slowick, you know what I'm saying, that's the offensive coordinator, but it need to be somebody under him that's in charge of coordinating the running game, because it has to be done. It has to be done. I sit here and be talking about this shit for the next 45 minutes because I keep saying the same shit over and over again. It has to be done. That is the problem. The problem ain't the players. The problem is the scheme. The problem is the scheme. The problem is the scheme. The reason why the Texans went from whatever the fuck they went last year to whatever they did this year was the scheme. It wasn't the fucking players, even though they did pick up some good players. You know what? The disparity, the difference between the team last year and the team this year, it was the coaching switch. If you'd have brought DeMeco Ryans in here, literally, if you'd have brought DeMeco Ryans in here, and Bobby Slowick and all that, and you kept the exact same team from last year, you know what I'm saying? The exact same team from last year. That means minus all the players that they picked up, all that shit. If you'd have kept that same team with the current coaching staff, they go 500 at least. They go 500 at least. I want to hear shit about C.J. Stroud, blah, blah, blah. He's a good quarterback. But you know what? That if you'd have stuck C.J. Stroud in that system from last year, you'd be calling him a bust. And I know I've mentioned this before. If you'd have stuck him in the same system that Davis Mills played in last year, you'd be calling him a bust. Now, if he'd have been in the system before then, when that other coach was here, the other one-year coach, maybe not. That offense wasn't as bad. That team had a whole bunch of other problems. But the under that Pep Hamilton and Lovie Smith, trash. You know what I'm saying? The only good thing about that was they was able to squeeze a bunch of yards out of Dameon Pierce. They couldn't do shit else. But for whatever reason, they running scheme worked a whole lot better than it did this year with essentially the same goddamn players. Well, you know what? They did have a bunch of different people on the offensive line. But it's essentially same. So, yeah. Fix your running game, not the players. Don't go spend all your money trying to get one of these big name running backs in here and you running the same poo-poo ass run offense. Because what's going to happen is it's going to be like way back in the day when, we had some running backs down here, bruh, in Houston. You might not, you'd have to go look at the actual rosters. Have to go look at the actual rosters and see who the running backs were during the seasons and what they did and all. It's just, we'd had some running backs down here. But it's like when we got Amon Green from Green Bay. We ended up getting Amon Green from Green Bay, and Amon Green didn't do shit down there. You know what? Because it was a whole different. There was a whole different. You go from one team to the next. You're not in the same offense. You're not in the same offense. So whatever they was doing up in Green Bay worked for Amon Green. When he got down here to Houston, he didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, he didn't do jack squat. It's like, ugh. Even that, what was that other number one running back we had down here? They got him down here to start. The one that came from New Orleans. Can't think of his goddamn name. Little short motherfucker. Like I said, we done had some running backs down here. I don't know why I can't think of his goddamn name. I think it was from Alabama. He came down here as a starting running back. I can't think of his name. Yeah, a little short running back from Alabama that was in New Orleans and shit, you know. Came down here, didn't do jack fucking squat. Literally, I watched him for a whole year, didn't do shit. And they end up trading him back to New Orleans. So he ended up going back to New Orleans. And they put him in the game, and it was just like, oh, so that's what he does. Yeah, I'm saying he couldn't do that shit here. But a week later, you just throw him back on the other team, and he just like, running all over the goddamn place. You know why? That scheme out there fits him. Scheme here didn't fit him. You can't do that. It's just, I know about misused talent because I ain't for to say I'm on the level as all these players I'm talking about, but me personally, I am the most misused football player that I know ever. You know what I'm saying? It's just because I know this because I am never in a position to use my talents on any other teams I played for during school or afterwards. You know, I know my skills, I know what I can do, but I have never been in a situation that specifically, I ain't gonna say cater to me, but fit me. It just hadn't happened. The only time it has happened when I was in junior high school. That's how long ago it's been. I'm about to be 50, goddammit. Last time I was in a situation on the football field where I was playing a position and the coaches were using my talents for the benefit of the team. Well, everybody using my talents for the benefit of the team, but use my, where I can show what I can do. That was the last fucking time. That was it. High school, college, after that, it's just like, I was just out there. I wasn't doing shit. I was a placeholder, shit. Wasn't in a position to be able to do that. And that's why I noticed with a lot of players, when I be watching, I'm like, that don't fit him. Like me, 6'3", at the time, 250. I'm probably sound funny trying to say this, but I was kind of, if you're a Houston Texans fan, I was a Brevin Jordan. I played tight end in high school, college. That was me. You know what I'm saying? That was me. Now imagine taking Brevin Jordan and sticking him in a wishbone offense where you run the ball 90% of the time. Well, that's what I'm talking about. The scheme don't fit. You know what I'm saying? Scheme don't fit. The scheme don't fit. That's why I recognize shit like that when I'm watching football and blah, blah, blah. See all these goddamn players doing this, that, and the other, especially for a team you follow. And it's just like, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? That the coaches are supposed to be, the coaches are supposed to be able to, I know all the coaches had their different styles and shit like that, but the coach is supposed to be able to recognize when you have a talent on your team. Like the Texans got fucking Damian Pierce. Be able to use that fucking talent. That means you gotta be flexible enough to change your scheme up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be flexible enough to change your scheme up, at least in that aspect of the game, so that player can benefit you. It don't make no sense to have a talent like that just sitting on a bench for a whole fucking season. It's stupid. It just is. It's stupid. And they should be able to see that. I hope they do. I can't say what they do and don't see, but I mean, they obviously they didn't see it because they sat that dude on the bench for the whole fucking year. You know what I'm saying? It just, yeah. I mean, I watch the game. They play in the game and coach the game and analyze the shit and then have to look at the shit afterwards. You know, the day after when they going through evaluating players and doing all kind of other shit, you know, looking at film and stuff. You don't see that? You don't see the deficiency in your offensive line when it comes to the running game? That is, you know, you gotta be like, okay, what the running back do wrong here? Not be able to fucking fly. That's what the fuck he did wrong. Not be able to goddamn fly. Motherfuckers ain't got wings. I'm pretty sure if you did have wings, you took off flying down the goddamn field. Probably a penalty for that in the books somewhere. You know it is. Goddamn flags be all over the goddamn place. Illegal use of wings or some dumb shit they'll probably pull out their ass. I didn't even know that was in the box. Well, it is. It's right here. No flying on the field. Well, no flying more than like 5 yards or some shit. Because, you know, some motherfuckers can just run and jump. You know, and dive they goddamn for. So they have to, you can't, if you dive more than goddamn 5 yards, it's goddamn penalty. Illegal use of flight or some shit. I don't know. But anyway, that's my Talking Texans. Hopefully I upload this video and not like forget to upload like the last one I did. But I will catch y'all at some point. If some news happen or something, I'll chime in and see what's going on. But until then, catch y'all later.